Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review for the Higrow 1000 watt LED grow light, model number GL-1000W. This is the light. It's quite large, measuring 20 inches across, 11 inches wide, and 2.5 inches tall. It weighs nearly 14 pounds. There are 200 LEDs in the light covering 12 bands for full spectrum lighting and 2 modes. There's primarily red lights for flowering and primarily blue lights for vegetative growth. As you can see, the lights are really bright at 1000 watts, so you don't want to look directly into them. All the lights seem to fire up fine except for these two, but I'm not too worried about those two being out. The red and blue lights can be switched on independently but don't have intensity settings. On the back of the light are the 3 fan heat vents and 4 mounting points to clip the included wire hanger to. These 4 wires are connected to a carabiner clip up top to hang the light. I switched the carabiner for 2 hanging ropes for additional stability. With the light, I started my veggie plants from seed, like tomatoes and peppers. For the first 2 weeks, I used blue light only. Here they are at 1 week's growth. Here they are again at 2 weeks. They've gotten quite large and aren't very leggy, because they had light on them right when they sprouted. I did notice that the color was blanching a bit, so I turned on the red light as well for the next 2 weeks. The lights do run warm and make the room that they're in a bit warmer by a few degrees. This actually helps because this room that they're in is typically pretty cold. The fans are a bit loud too, like having 1 or 2 computer fans running at full speed. Here are the plants at week 3. You can see I also started some squash and pumpkin seeds, which practically jumped out of their seed pods after only a few days. The light also seems to be helping my cuttings take root, and many of the plants already have 1 to 2 sets of true leaves. Here I shut off the light so you can see the coloration of the leaves. They're starting to yellow a bit, so it's time to move the light up higher. Right now it's about 24 inches from the tops of the plants, so I'll bump it up to 28. Finally, here are my veggie plants at week 4. They're doing so well that it's time to move them into bigger containers already. But since the weather is getting warm, I'll likely end up planting these outside rather than continuing them under the lights. Compare the results of these plants growing under the lights to my other plants that are just growing near a south-facing window. These plants ended up being very leggy by week 2, and they haven't even started putting out any true leaves yet. They're also leaning a lot because they're reaching towards the sun and have to be rotated often to keep straight. I definitely prefer growing under the lights, and I think the plants are much healthier and have gotten a better start. The light has a nice wide spread, but you'll also need a light stand that can hold its weight and is tall enough to keep the light 2.5 feet above the plants at all times. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.